It was once called a fire scene. Now it is called a crime scene. The latest on a house fire investigation. We have seen an officer stop by this location to check out the structure behind us, and there's a good reason for that. You can actually see the fire that was part of this building start back up. Never before have I really been able to walk on Wacker Drive and basically empty this time of night. You can see hundreds of protesters in the area. Coach Fox is known to sling up cliches like a bartender slings drinks, and today some fans got a serving of some. Be more aware of their surroundings, and that includes not wearing headphones. The wind is really picking up, and to demonstrate that force, you can see this tree here. Both the sides pretty barren, the snow really accumulating right in the center. Let's turn your attention right over this way. You can hopefully see in the background area the helicopter that's buzzing the Chicago River. I want to walk over here now to show you some of the most severe damage that we have seen. A tree in the background blocking off any cars from coming in. Fortunately, there are no injuries to report about this evening, but the U.S. Coast Guard tells us they will be shutting down a portion of the river below from around now until at least 9 tomorrow morning. That's so crews can tend to the barge below. It is partially submerged, and workers are trying to determine why. For a few hours, the flow of traffic near the Lake Street Bridge pulled over.
There's dozens.
It wasn't for police. It was for what was seen down below.
Somebody's getting fired for that for sure.
A barge once hosting clay from a construction project began to sink. People nearby heard a loud boom.
It started sinking. You saw bubbles, just bubbles, 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 and it was sinking.
You guys basically have been eating lunch watching the barge go down?
Pretty much, yeah.
Chris Morano and his friends had a view of the vessel. It is described as almost as long as a football field and as wide as a city street. The barge slowly took on water as it may have taken on a battle with physics and lost.
I would say the dirt was most focused like in the middle.
It cracked right in the center and started sinking.
Maybe they just put too much weight in one bad spot.
Clark Construction tells us that they are investigating. The Coast Guard says the company has hired people to remove clay from inside, and after that, the barge should be light enough to push to the side of the river. No timetable on when an investigation into a cause will be complete. If moving into a house is a fluid process, consider this unpacking.
My son's clothes.
One step toward feeling at home for Kristen Skinderi, husband Ozzy, and 14-month-old baby Nixon.
His Santa outfit.
All are temporarily staying at Kristen's mom's in Des Plaines.
It's not nap time yet, buddy.
It is their first weekend back after a frightening journey beginning with what doctors told them was a death sentence.
They said, enjoy your son because he will probably not live past the age of 3.
About 9 months ago, the family learned Nixon had Gaucher's disease. That's when the body lacks an enzyme leading to organ damage. It can be as fatal as it is rare.
He's like 1 of 12 in the world.
But rather than move towards mourning, over the past several months, the couple moved from place to place to save their son.
We went to a children's hospital in Cincinnati, Ohio.
We lived in Loyola.
The only real places we visited were hospitals.
We lived in Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh.
There, doctors performed an umbilical cord stem cell transplant. The process included chemotherapy, killing the disease, but also Nixon's ability to fight off infection. The transplant offered a way to rebuild what Gaucher's and treatment destroyed.
That's my guy.
Yeah, buddy.
It also rebuilt a family's sense of hope.
There's nothing showing that he has Gaucher's disease anymore.
The next move they hope to make is even further away from a deadly disease.
So surreal to be back here in Chicago.
The Skinderis are not calling this a cure. Because of the rarity of Nixon's case, doctors aren't sure what his future holds. What they have said, his life expectancy is now greater than age 3. His parents hoping to be part of it for much, much longer than that. We downloaded a free noise measuring application. Out here, the noise outside, my voice, it picks up at anywhere between 60 to 70 decibels. When planes fly overhead, that increases to somewhere between 90 to 100 decibels. It is by no means a true scientific measure, but the difference is keeping neighbors up at night.
We live a beautiful life here.
But some in Itasca say that's only possible with the volume turned off.
It's louder than the loudest train you could hear.
It sounds like an air show. It's more like
it's just continuous.
The mayor's mother, Nancy Prine, kept a list.
250, 10, 252.
She recalls hearing a plane's flight path from O'Hare about every 2 minutes.
It was never as bad as it is right now.
You cannot sit outside on the front of your house, in the back of your house, and have a conversation. Here, look at where that is.
This week, the FAA declined a request to hold additional hearings, saying their initial evaluation, including noise assessment, was comprehensive, but adds they are reevaluating a portion of the airport build-out because one runway is being constructed in a different order than first anticipated. Lawmakers like Congressman Mike Quigley are working
to pressure the FAA to hold hearings to alternate the use of runways in the short term.
That could mean less air traffic overhead and less noise overheard.
having a hard time talking on the phone.
Now you can't even watch TV.
Even with the windows closed, it's difficult.
I lost my job at the end of 2012.
In the final moments of busy holiday shopping, it is possible to miss Brian and his dog Blue.
Oh, big boy, there you go.
Like many others panhandling, they rely on the kindness of strangers.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you very much. God bless you.
And as night begins to close out the season of sales and shopping,
ho, ho, ho.
Richard McNeil and his sister are bringing the last-minute shopping to those less fortunate.
What's up, boss man? You need anything?
He gives out food and water.
Got it? Good.
For those asking for help, there is clothing.
I've got some pants.
His bag is full of his own clothes and others donated by friends. He has used his own cash to buy strangers food.
Need a sandwich, some water.
What he asks for in return
Shake my hand, boss.
costs only a smile and a greeting.
Give me some. Bless you, man.
If you asked why he's spending his own money and time outside when so many are inside a shopping store,
Just hit me like, why not be a blessing before Christmas?
holiday inspiration unwrapped and delivered on the streets of Chicago.
So many times we have our hands out instead of giving someone something.
The brother and sister tell me that they asked for donations through social media and they plan to do the exact same thing tomorrow. Live in the Loop, Jeremy Ross, CBS 2 News. Our big story at 10, a police department grieving. One of its officers killed in a car crash early this morning. Fond du Lac County investigators say a young boy died after he was hit by a truck in a parking lot. It happened last night in the village of Mount Calvary. Investigators say a 35-year-old man in a pickup was backing up when a 5-year-old boy ran behind the vehicle. The child was run over. He later died at the hospital. The names of the boy and driver are not being released at this time. The investigation is ongoing. One man is in the hospital and another in jail following a shooting overnight in Milwaukee. It happened around midnight near 27th and Burleigh. Officers say a 25-year-old man was shot and is being treated for serious injuries. They say a suspect is in custody. No word on what led to the shooting. New at 10, the winds of controversy over wind turbines. It is causing state lawmakers to weigh the price of efficient energy with public complaints. We've got more on the debate between power and health. Well, the Moose have moved in. Roughly 8,000 members of Moose International, that is. They're in Milwaukee for their annual international convention. Your time is running out to see the Real Pirates exhibit at the Milwaukee Public Museum. See what I did there? That's the pirate talk.
I got it.
I'll end it because we want to keep our viewers here. Pirates are leaving port on Memorial Day. The exhibit tells the story about the crew aboard the Witta. It's a real pirate ship that sank 300 years ago. Features old artifacts from the crew and, of course, some of their loot, or their loot, something like that.
Listen at you.
You know, I feel like I need a parrot, though.
You've been watching Pirates of the Caribbean or something.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad watch.
Yeah.
You know, I actually went to that this morning. Glad I did. Outstanding exhibit. They do talk like that. They talk a lot better than your impression.
I would hope so. Today was the official homecoming for Larry the Log Roller. This was some video when Larry was pretty much, well, rolling nothing. He's the 22 feet 4-inch fiberglass symbol of Wabeno. He was damaged a few months ago after a tree fell on him. Larry was cracked into 3 pieces, fixed up by someone who vacations there. Now he's back on a roll.
Standing tall.
Breaking news anytime, fox6now.com.